For the moment, we are heading to Israel, where the situation remains tense, similar to what it was this time last year. But this time, terror groups are also playing an active role. In the last 3 weeks, the Islamic State has carried out 2 attacks, killing at least 6 Israeli citizens. The Israeli media says there are at least 20 to 30 ISIS sleeper cells that are currently active in the country. And this has pushed Israeli forces into action. They're raiding Palestinian neighborhoods and arresting suspected terrorists. The Palestinians say Israel is targeting civilians too. They point at the killings of 2 women and a teenager. They say they were killed without any credible evidence. And this has amplified tensions further. Hamas issued a 3-word warning. It has told Israel, "We are coming." Here's a report.
Israel is on the edge once again, brimming with communal tensions. In the last 2 weeks, there have been numerous protests, clashes, attacks and murders. A total of 29 people have died, 14 Israelis and 15 Palestinians. What explains the spate of violence? A host of factors. First is that this is a holy month. 3 religious festivals are overlapping: Ramadan, Easter and Passover. Each year around this time, tensions flare up. There are processions which turn into clashes and eventually lead to violence. We saw this play out in 2021 and the year before. The second reason is policing tactics. Several roads in Palestinian territories are being closely guarded by Israeli police. Israel says this is only for security purposes. The Palestinians don't agree. They consider this bullying, a way to curb religious expression.
Prayer is something basic, and praying at Al-Aqsa in Jerusalem is unique. We came from Hebron and it took us a time, and we tried 3 times, but unfortunately they did not let me in and pray at Al-Aqsa. But we are trying.
The third reason behind the unrest are a spate of attacks on Israeli citizens. Since March 22, there have been at least 4 major attacks on Israelis. 2 of these attacks have been linked to the Islamic State. The first one came on 22nd March. A Palestinian man linked to ISIS stabbed and killed 4 people. Then on March 27th, 2 Israeli border police officials were killed. The attacker was reportedly an ISIS operative. Soon after these attacks, the Israeli media claimed that there are at least 20 to 30 ISIS sleeper currently active in the country. This made the Israeli security forces spring into action. They carried out several raids in Palestinian neighborhoods. But the attacks did not stop. Last Friday, there was another one, this time at a bar in Tel Aviv. A suspected Arab man killed 2 Israeli citizens. Within hours, he was traced down and shot dead. Soon after the attack unfolded, Naftali Bennett, the Prime Minister of Israel, made a big announcement. He appeared on national television and announced the beginning of a new offensive.
We will get wherever is needed, whenever, in order to cut off these acts of terror. The state of Israel has gone on the offensive.
So has the offensive begun? Yes, it has. Since last week, Israeli forces have carried out numerous raids and counter-terrorism operations. They've gunned down several suspected militants. Palestinians claim Israel is also targeting civilians. They point at the killing of 2 women and a teenager, also a mentally unstable man who was on the run. These killings have escalated tensions further. The Palestinians have hit the streets. They're holding demonstrations. Hamas, the biggest militant group in Palestine, seems to have sensed an opportunity. It has extended its support to the protesters and warned Israel of severe consequences.
The Palestinian people will confront until the end of this occupation, and the Palestinian people are trying to accumulate strength for the battle of liberation, and the Zionist enemy must prepare plans to withdraw and leave because we are coming.
We are coming, says Hamas. We are prepared, says Israel. It has warned its citizens to brace for more attacks, attacks which it says will not go unanswered.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.